Are you looking for the best laptops for coding and AMP programming? In this video, we will look at some of the 6 best laptops on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Apple MacBook Pro 16-inch. Professionals have long favored Apple's machines, and that remains true with the MacBook Pro 16. It ticks every box required for high-end programming. Apple's 10-core M1 Pro processor is a powerhouse. Combine that with the 32 GB of memory and the 16-core graphics chip and you've got a machine that will handle any programming situation, from complex coding and compiling to running virtual machines. The battery easily lasts a full day, too. The Liquid Retina XDR is sensational. Its 3456 by 2234 native resolution and 1000 nit brightness level means everything looks gorgeous, and you've got the width and on-screen space to spread work around. The keyboard is crisp and comfortable, so it's well suited for all-day typing, and this machine has an SD card slot, 3 Thunderbolt ports and MagSafe power connectivity. It looks superb, and it's got rock-solid build quality. Downsides are minimal. Some people won't like the camera notch, and the MacBook is a little heavier than many other productivity portables. There's no HDMI 2.1. It's expensive, too. The model we reviewed costs $2,899/$2,799. Pricing starts at $2,499/$399, and the cost can easily soar beyond $3,000/$3,000. This is the sort of laptop that will last for years, though, and it's an unbeatable programming machine. Number 2. Dell XPS 15 9510. Dell's XPS machines are the firm's answer to Apple's MacBook Pro, so it's no surprise that the Dell XPS 15 is impressive. It looks fantastic, with a robust aluminum body, and its keyboard is comfortable and fast, ideal for long days of typing. On the inside, the XPS is available with Intel Core i7 and Core i9 processors. Both are excellent. The Core i7 chip can easily tackle most mainstream programming situations, while the Core i9 part is well suited to running virtual machines and emulated environments too. It's easy enough to upgrade this machine with more memory and storage, and you even get a modest NVIDIA GPU for extra graphical grunt in content creation tools. And while the Dell XPS 15 is not cheap, prices start at £1,999/$2,299 for a notebook with a high-resolution screen, so it's more affordable than a MacBook. The XPS is available with 3 screens, 2 IPS models and 1 OLED panel. For programming, we'd recommend the higher-resolution IPS or OLED displays, which are both excellent. They've got 16:10 aspect ratios, which deliver extra vertical space, and the slightly wayward color accuracy doesn't impact on programming. Elsewhere, the XPS 15 has enough battery life to make it through your working day. And while it does have a couple of Thunderbolt ports and an SD card slot, there's no HDMI output and no full-size USB connectivity. Number 3. Microsoft Surface Laptop 4. The Microsoft Surface Laptop 4 is a great laptop for programming if you want a stylish, lightweight device with great battery life and a touchscreen. The 15-inch version is our preferred choice, and there's lots to like. The 3:2 display has a high resolution, impressive quality, and top-notch compatibility with Microsoft's excellent Surface Pen. The soft keyboard is comfortable, and the exterior is robust enough to handle life on the road. The Surface's body is only 14.7 mm thick and it only weighs 1.54 kg, so it's lighter than most 15-inch productivity laptops, and its battery life stretches beyond 12 hours. The only downside is a lack of ports. On the inside, the 15-inch model comes with AMD Ryzen 7 and Intel Core i7 processors. They're low-power chips, but they can still handle mainstream processing. The AMD chip is better than the Intel part, so stick with that. And bear in mind that there's no dedicated graphics. Prices start at a reasonable $899/$799 for the 13.5-inch base model, though we'd recommend you go for the 15-inch AMD Ryzen 7 configuration, which will set you back a bit more at $1,699/$1,649, so the Microsoft Surface Laptop 4 is cheaper than its beefier rivals. It's great if you need programming power away from the house. Number 4. HP Envy X36013. The HP Envy X36013 is the cheapest machine in this roundup, with prices that almost always duck under $1000/$1000. For that money you can pick from a wide array of AMD and Intel processors, but we'd always recommend AMD Ryzen 7 chips with 16GB of memory. Those are superb choices for programming, even if full-power laptop chips offer a bit more pace. The HP is the only convertible in this group, too, adding another dimension to this notebook. Swing its 360-degree hinge around and use the included stylus and you can deploy this machine as a tablet. The HP's lightweight body and 13.3-inch display means it's easy to carry this machine around, and it has a reasonable port selection and a fast, comfortable keyboard. You'll get between 9 and 11 hours of battery life, so it'll last through most working days. Bear in mind, though, that the lower price does mean some compromises. You can't go beyond 16GB of memory or 512GB of SSD space, and there's no discrete graphics. And while the 1080p display is fine for everyday programming, it's easily bettered elsewhere. Despite that, there's loads to like. The Envy is affordable, well-built, and fast enough for mainstream programming, so it's a great mid-range choice. Number 5. Apple MacBook Air M1. There's always a more extreme choice if you want a lightweight laptop for programming on the move, the Apple MacBook Air. This notebook only weighs 1.29 kilograms and it's barely half an inch thick, so it's never going to weigh you down. Remarkably, Apple has still found room inside the Air for an M1 processor. That's impressive. Combine that with 16GB of memory and you've got the power to handle any mainstream programming task, even if the fanless design here means that the MacBook Pro 13 maintains high-end speeds for longer. The reliably quick internals are paired with a responsive keyboard and a typically great screen. The 13.3-inch diagonal might not deliver loads of space, but the 2560 by 1600 resolution means everything is crisp. Expect 11 hours of battery life from this machine. Apple's slimmest machine is tiny, powerful, and robust. For a 16GB model you'll have to pay £1,199/$1,199, so it's not ruinously expensive either. Negatively, you can't make big memory upgrades, and the Air only has 2 Thunderbolt ports. Still, the Air is a top choice if you want a powerful programming laptop that's as light as possible. Be aware, though, that the MacBook Pro 13 has better battery life and more storage upgrade options, and is only slightly larger. Number 6. Cropy-L. You might not consider the Cropy-L for coding, but if you want to start programming and electronic tinkering in general, there are few better options. Open the box and you'll see loads of parts, but the build process is pretty easy. When the rig is assembled, you'll have an 11.6-inch laptop that's reminiscent of a netbook. Despite the tiny size, you get a decent slate of features. There are several full-size USB ports, a USB-C charging port, a GPIO adapter socket, and a microSD card slot. The keyboard is superb and you'll get about 6 hours of usage from the battery. There are negatives. The 11.6-inch display is tiny and has a low resolution, and the speakers, camera, and microphone are all poor. The pricing situation needs explaining, too. The basic Cropy-L costs just $239 and it's $299 if you include the Crowtail kit, which contains 22 extra modules. Neither includes the actual Raspberry Pi, though, adding that costs $131. In the UK, the basic kit is just £229, but it costs £409 if you want the Crowtail kit and Raspberry Pi included. And, because it's a Raspberry Pi, don't expect benchmark breaking speed. The low-power Raspberry Pi, build-your-own design and compact size mean the Cropy isn't suitable for everyone. But if you, or your kids, want to learn about electronics and coding, this is a great buy.